Hi, I'm Madison from the Anaheim Public Library, and today we're going to be doing our deep breathing yoga exercises. Today we're going to start out with a back stretch. We're going to take our right hand, put it on our left knee, and twist our back while sweeping out our other hand behind us. This is going to work out some knots and kinks in the beginning before you're stretching and keep you from cramping up. Hold that for a couple more breaths, and then switch sides. Take your left hand on your right knee, bring out your right hand behind you, hold it back. Make sure to keep your spine as straight as you can while you're doing this because you don't want to let your spine go in or out. And now bring yourself back forward. We're going to stretch our arms over our head next. We're going to take our left hand, place it out in front of us, use your fingertips to brace you. We'll bring your right hand over your head, keeping your hand flat to the sky and sweeping in a sweeping arc above your head. Hold this for a couple of breaths, stretch out your sides. Just let your hand do the work, don't push it, you don't need to pull it. Now swap sides, bring your right hand out, brace yourself, and bring your left hand over you in an arc. Make sure you keep your palm flat to the sky, and release. So next we're gonna bring our legs out to the corners of the mat, towel, blanket, whatever you have available for you at home, and we're going to stretch ourselves out to our left leg to start. This will stretch our hamstring and our back, and it'll just be a nice gentle stretch. Let the weight of your body do the pressing. Don't push yourself to stretch more than you can. And then we're gonna swing ourselves over to our right leg, stretching nice and deep without pushing ourselves too hard. You just wanna do this for a few breaths just to start yourself off, work out any knots that you might have in your legs. Then we're gonna raise our arms over our head, go back to our other leg, stretch nice and deep. However's comfortable for you, just a few more deep breaths. And then stretch back over to our right leg. However's comfortable, don't push yourself too hard. And then stop. Then we're gonna swing our legs over to the edge of our mat, bring our arms behind us, and press our backs out and chest towards the sky. This will get a nice stretch into your back and your shoulders, and just gently let your back stretch forward for just a little while. Make sure to continue breathing throughout the stretch. You don't want to hold your breath because that's not great for you. Let's hold it for 2 more seconds. After that, let's bring ourselves up to a reverse table. Make sure to keep your back as straight as possible, stomach tucked forward. Don't let yourself droop too much because that'll not get a great stretch in. Hold that for a little while longer. Try to keep your balance as good as you can. Make sure your feet are apart, about hip length apart. Then bring yourself down. Swing your legs out behind you now into a forward table. Using the weight of your body, press it onto the tips of your fingers and your knuckles so you don't push too much weight towards your wrists because you can damage your wrist doing that. We're going to sweep ourselves forward into a cat pose. Breathe in during your cat pose and then release your breath into a cow pose. Push your way out towards your hands, stretching out your shoulders, round your back nice and rounded. And then deep breath in into the cat pose again. We're gonna hold this for 1 more second and then deep breath out into cow. Let's do this 1 more time. Cat pose, deep breath in, deep breath out, and cow pose. All right, next let's bring ourselves up to a dog pose. Bring your feet a little bit forward, however far you need to go, and keep your back nice and straight. Make sure to pedal your knees. You don't need to worry about keeping your knees nice and locked in. That'll just kind of feel uncomfortable. You want to move your legs in and out. Just get in some stretches. Really stretch out those hamstrings while you can. While doing that, next let's move our feet forward on the mat between our hands and stand up. Let's pause here in a half fold for a moment. Bring our hands forward. Just grip onto your elbows and let yourself hang. Just let yourself get a nice back stretch in. Maybe stretch out your hamstrings some more. Don't worry about keeping your legs straight. Just worry about keeping your knees bent, your body hanging forward. And then slowly bring your hands back down And let your back and shoulders roll out as you slowly bring yourself back up to a standing position. Next, since it's so sunny outside, we're going to do some sun salutations. We're going to bring our heads above our hands into a mountain pose. Bring them slowly down, all while breathing. Breathing is very vital to the sun salutations. Then we're going to bring our hands back down. Go down nice and low. Just let yourself hang out with your hands on the ground. If you can, if you can't, that's okay too. Keep your knees bent. And then bring yourself up for a half fold. Let yourself hang. Try to keep your back as straight as possible. However straight you can is good. We're just gonna hang here for a second. Then slowly bring yourself back up. And we're gonna repeat that again. We're gonna bring our arms back up to a mountain position and slowly bring them back down to go to all the way to the ground into a fold. Hang out here, make sure you're breathing while you do. Keep your knees bent. You don't want to pull a hamstring, that would not be fun. Then bring yourself back up, keep your back nice and bent. Into a half fold. Just hang out for a minute. You can brace your hands on your knees if you need to, that's totally okay. And then back up. And we're gonna do that one more time. Arms up, mountain pose. Bring them back down nice and slow. And then down to the ground into our fold. Just hang out here, breathe for a couple of breaths. Back up into a half fold, keeping your back straight. You can keep your hands on your knees if that helps you, or you can let them hang, whatever you want to do. Then back up. And now we're going to do another sun salutation, except a little different. We're going to go up, mountain pose, down into a fold, and then we're going to bring our legs out into a plank position, and then we're going to go down into a cobra. Make sure to have all your weight distributed onto the palms of your hands, your fingers, your knuckles. You don't want to put too much at the base of your hand so you don't strain your wrist. Keep your head to the sky if you can. And then push yourself up into a standing dog position. And then bring your feet back up. Now we're going to repeat that. Mountain pose. Bring yourself down. Touch the ground, folding pose. Bring your legs back out into a plank. And then down into a cobra. You can take this as slow or as fast as you want. There's no right or wrong way to do it. And then back up. Bring your legs in for a dog. And then in again. Let's do this one more time. Up for mountain. Down for a fold. Out for a plank. Up for cobra. Pause for a moment to breathe. Make sure you're breathing throughout this whole thing. We don't want to hold our breath. Up for dog. And then up, standing again. Our next sun salutation is a little bit altered. So we're going to go up to mountain. Down to a fold. Into a dog position and hold it for a minute. We're going to stretch our hamstrings again. We don't want to get a cramp. And then bring your right foot in as close to your hands as you can and slowly bring yourself up for a warrior position. We're going to hold ourselves in the warrior position for a moment. Keep your front foot straight towards wall, the sky, whatever's in front of you. And then bring your right hand down to the ground. Left hand to the sky, and then face the sky as you stretch in a triangle position. We're going to hold that for a moment, and then we're going to switch hands. We're actually going to do a reverse triangle now. Bring our left hand down and our right hand up, and then face the sky. Now back up. We're going to move into a lunge, and just stretch out our hamstrings and our thighs. Just however far forward you can go. Don't worry about straining yourself too much. And after that, bring your foot back to a dog position. And bring your left foot forward now. Now bring yourself back up into a warrior. And then down to a triangle position. Eyes to the sky, hands to the sky. And then switch to a reverse triangle with the other hand down and the other hand in the air. Then we're going to go into our lunge again. Bring our foot back out to a dog position. And then stand back up. All right, let's do our next position with our legs spread out. And then we're going to bring our arms down to the ground, just letting our body do the work and drop. However close to the ground you can get your hands is good. Don't worry about your knees being exactly straight. We want to have some bend so we don't pull anything. And just for a moment, sit and breathe. Just let the tension that you have from the sun salutations just leave your body. Just hang out for a moment. Okay. Now let's bring our legs a little bit closer, about hip length, and we're going to go into a yogi squat and just drop ourselves for a moment. We're just going to hang out here for a second, get a little bit of a stretch into our legs without too much strain, and just squat for a moment. You can hold this for however long you want. You can drop it now, or you can hold it a little bit longer after I'm done. Whatever is good for you, whatever you're feeling. I'm going to go into a seated position now. Thank you so much for tuning into the Deep Breathing Yoga program, and stay tuned for more great summer programs.